Well, today got some things done, but mainly just finishing up the exhaust system. I kind of showed you guys up to about here last time. Now I've got it all the way down, at least preliminarily, to the tailpipes, and it actually seems to fit pretty well and look decent. So the welds are nothing pretty, I acknowledge that, but welding through an extension cord on a aluminized pipe with a 110 welder, it's not great, but it doesn't seem to leak, so that's all I really care about. The power steering line is now in. This is the return to reservoir here. This is the pressure feed to the pump, which it looks like will fit just fine. It's really hard to see up there. I'm missing the banjo bolt for the pump, and I already sold the old engine with the old pump on it, so I can't scavenge that. It'll be something I need to grab from my parts stash at home. Underneath, other than that, I put on the heat shield, at least partially, just to get the sort of the lay of the land for the exhaust pipe, because it does have to be fairly close to where it's going to be, and you do want to do exhaust work with the wheels and suspension completely unloaded to make sure, worst case scenario, you have clearance. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Looks like no fuel leaks, which is good because it's operating at 90 pounds per square inch working pressure, which is quite a bit. I guess I should set her back down, even though I'm pretty sure there's nothing more to look at up there, but still. I can tell already that nothing basically has been done up here since we last saw it. I've been fiddling with the O2 sensors. The ones I bought were actually rear S54 sensors because the wire lengths were better, and I thought they would work, but unfortunately the plugs are just a little bit different, so now I've got to buy a set of fronts and get all those installed, which is going to suck because the back one is really buried against the heat shielding on the footwell down there. I may try repinning the plugs first just to see if I can get that going. I also need to plug into the OBD2 and see if I get feedback from the oxygen sensors. That'll tell me a lot. I still don't have an oil pressure light in the cluster. I'm not sure why. I think it's maybe that white wire up there that should be, in the glove box area, not to the C101, because again, M3s are early body cars, and that was kind of a late body thing to have them over there. Still working on this sender here for the gauge. Again, this one fits perfect, but this is a computer sender for an E36, not a gauge sender for an E30, so I'm not sure why these are different thread pitches, but I don't know. We'll get that sorted, even if I have to use a used one, which I hope not. I did have to rotate bits of this to get this filter to clear. Originally it sat a little bit further up and it actually would cause hood clearance issues. But it seems like it'll close okay now. This is an E46 Canon intake. Yeah, it fits pretty well. I was able to put a cylinder head bolt on the alternator, which fits perfect as I remembered. So if you're doing an idler delete, just get somebody's old head bolt from an M50 because it's on point. None of this is firmly bolted down yet, no clamps in there as you can see, because there isn't any coolant line going to the heater core yet. I'm waiting on a whole bunch of 90-degree hoses and some couplers. And this uses quick disconnects on the block, and it's got regular old fittings on the bulkheads. So I don't have heat in the red car because that heater core is burst, but this one, since everything's there and the heat worked before, and this is more of a, I'm not going to daily it, but I mean it's a more daily capable setup than the red one, I want to at least have heat, and probably at a later date air conditioning as well. So still quite a bit to do. I was going to throw the hood on it tonight just to make myself a little more okay with the speed at which this is progressing, which is unfortunately fairly slow, but I don't want to do that with fresh paint without two people here. So yeah, I'll try to put the clip of me starting it with the exhaust running at the end of this here just so you guys can see it, but not a terribly eventful update, but an update nonetheless. We're getting pretty close. Should see this thing moving under its own power pretty soon, but a good solid day with two people should get most of the issues sorted out, and then it's just cooling system, messing with all that, getting all the hoses set up. And yeah, I don't want to run it too long without coolant. So once we have that going, we should be able to iron out all the idling kinks, find the vacuum leaks, and should be good to wait out the rest of winter and have an awesome summer. Thanks again for watching.